Have you ever lived a moment of nostalgia when you recognized the magnitude of the small things? Have you ever felt the grief of losing those small joys for it only to be a fond memory of the past? Have you ever had to find your place in life again to refine those little moments in different ways? It's been 4 weeks and I continue to reminisce on those moments, and it's paralyzing that you only begin to fully appreciate how special those small moments were only after they have been lived out and the door closed on them. But what exactly were those personal moments of mine, those little things? It was those 3 AM bike rides through the cobblestone streets of Lund. It was those times we'd indulge in hot soup with sourdough on a crisp winter's day. It was that time we cried and laughed watching Mamma Mia together. It was those dinners we had sharing our cuisines and its accompanying tastes. It was that time we watched the sunsets together, our first in Malmo, our last in Lapland. It was that pasta we made with sweet notes of Riesling wine. It was those deep conversations we'd have going past 2 in the morning. It was those snowy days I'd people watch by the cafe, sipping on a warm, green matcha latte. These represent only a few of the many nostalgic moments that were lived out. Some were one-offs, some were weekly, and some were daily rituals. Coming home, it felt like these small joys were lost, and it felt like even if I was to replicate it, it just wouldn't be the same. I was unapologetically lost. Every muscle just ached. There were days I just preferred to sleep the whole day to escape this idea of existence. Productive days where I still felt so empty. But despite that, I'm beginning to realize that this season of life is about refinding those small joys again. It's agonizing that I will never be able to feel these small joys in the same way that I did back home in Sweden, but maybe it's the finite nature of these joys that makes them so special. To know that your time with these joys is limited, to make the most out of them. Perhaps part of the small joys in life is around enjoying the process of new joys emerging and closing the door on old joys, but leaving enough room in the door to perhaps one day return to those little moments in a different way. To be honest, I have no idea what those small joys will be or how to find them again, and if I will feel those moments as intensely and as beautifully as I did in the past. But what a privilege it was to experience and feel such deep moments that many wouldn't even think of in a lifetime. So if there's one thing that I want to say, it's to not just enjoy those big and grandiose moments, but to also enjoy the little things. For one day, you may look back and realize that they were the big things. Thanks for being present.